Okay, so what's up there guys, and welcome back to Dig It Detecting, and welcome to this glorious day that we have in front of us. Look at that, isn't it amazing? You know, I love summertime, don't get me wrong, I love those summer days. However, spring and autumn would have to be my favorite two seasons of the year. Everything's coming, you know, springing out in blossom, in bloom. The grass is shooting up, you know, you have these beautiful mild days, not a cloud in the sky as you can see. What a ripper, magnificent day and a beautiful day. I will say, beautiful day. What a day to be alive. Anyway, we are back here detecting the old school site again today. I made contact with the landowner Josh this morning. He's a lovely bloke, and he's got two young sons too. And he even said to me, mate, I'd love to bring my sons down here one day and let them see what you do. You know, let them see the stuff coming out of the ground here. This is all his paddocks in front of us, and their old school building used to sit right here. For anybody that hasn't seen it, I will throw up a picture down below. There'll be a lot there that have seen it already. However, a magnificent old picture of the old school building here. So this site was late 1800s up until about the 1980s, I think it was, and the school building was removed. So there was a couple of different school buildings here. I don't have pictures of them all. But anyway, a magnificent site, and we have found some amazing stuff here over the past, what, 3 years I think we've been detecting here. So as I said, the landowner Josh is a magnificent bloke. He's yeah, awesome bloke. And as I said to him, if you want to bring your sons down, mate, I can bring my sons out. I can also bring their detectors out. We have the little NOKTA MAKRO MIDI hoard from Detected products, and we also have the Vanquish 540 that Xavier uses. So Dominic uses a little NOKTA MAKRO from Detected. So love to bring those detectors out here and let the landowner's sons have a go of them. And also my two boys may even be able to show them what it's all about, seeing so they are not shy to detecting, that's for sure. They do it all the time, as much as me. Amazing. Someone said the other day, you have very patient children, mate. But it's not because they're forced to come out. They come out if they want. If they don't have to, or they don't need to, or don't want to, they stay at home. So they just enjoy coming out. So I think that's really great. Anyway, we're going to continue getting the gear out, get ourselves ready. I'm not sure if we're going to opt for the 6-inch coil or leave the 11-inch on there. The grass is a little bit long. However, we should be able to work through it with the 11-inch. So I'll give you a surprise on the next clip, and we'll see what we're running with today and see what we can find today on this beautiful day. Righto, let's go. What a bloody beautiful day. I tell you what, as I said before, what a day to be alive. I really appreciate these sorts of days and being in good health and being able to enjoy them. So anyway, where are we going to start? Right here. That'll do. I will say too, my boots, see these boots? I've got two pairs of these boots, the FXDs. I love my FXD gear. I've got pants, socks, boots, jumpers, shirts, you name it, FXD. I love it. Not affiliated with FXD in any way. However, I do love the FXD equipment. Good hard wearing products, good clothing and equipment. So anyway, what I was going to say though is these boots, I went detecting, went motorbike riding on the weekend with my son Xavier, now that the patrol is all fixed, and fixed perfectly too. It runs like a dream. But basically went to motorbike riding with my son Xavier on the weekend, and I'll throw a few pictures there. These boots got covered, absolutely covered in mud, dirt, sand, water, everything. Like literally the motorbike wheels just flicking the water and the mud and everything straight onto them. So these went through the wash, or not really the wash, but they had a really thorough wash in the backyard with the garden hose. And I tell you what, they're as tight as anything. They're literally, they're like a, it's like I've got a python around my feet, constricting my feet. They're just squeezing my feet tight. So I need to move and get them all free again. They've sort of shrunk, I think, since drying out. Anyway, we'll do that today. Righto, so just let's run through quickly what we're going to be doing today, what we're going to be digging. And I just quickly went through and set this up and then thought, hang on a minute, it'd be best if you guys see it too. So I'll zoom in there a little bit more. We'll run through from the start. Noise cancel, 0, leave that one alone for now. Ground balance, we spoke about that one before. Ground balance I always leave on 0 at these sites. I don't even bother ground balancing, only if I'm in the gold fields or in highly mineralized volcanic or mineralized soil, ironstone, whatnot, sort of that high sort of content that's sending the detector crazy. That is the only time I will ground balance, pumping the detector up and down. There is also another trick. You can ground balance side to side. So if you're finding that you can't really get a good ground balance, or the machine is still too noisy pumping up and down, you can also utilize the side to side movement, replicating what you're going to be doing when you're detecting too, and you'll find that works. So volume 25, we leave that on 25 all the time. Nice to be able to hear what's going on. Threshold level 0, once again, unless I'm in the gold fields, I leave that at 0. I don't touch it. 5 tones, we all know that I hunt in 5 tones. That is my preferred option. You also have 50 and 2, but we go for 5. Accept reject, and as you'll see, we are digging a lot more numbers today. We've been at this site, as I said, for a few years now, so we're going to be opting to dig from 5 up to 40. I'm not going to worry about too many of those lower numbers from 5 down to 0 sort of thing, and obviously the negative stuff's just going to be rust. So from 5 down to 0, we're not going to worry too much about, only due to the fact that a lot of it can be just aluminium foil and little bits of tin, lead, that sort of stuff, falling off the roof and all that sort of stuff. So going to concentrate just on the 5 up to 40 and dig everything that is a solid tone today. I'm not going to worry too much about the numbers, just worry about how the tone sounds. If it's solid, we're going to dig it. Anyway, what else we got? Recovery speed, just changing hands there. Recovery speed 7. I do normally run that pretty high on 8. We might even drop them down to 6. I want to swing a bit slower, gain a little bit more depth today, or try and generally running your recovery speed too high, it does lose depth. So the lower you can run that, the slower you can swing, the more methodical you can be, the lower you can be, the more depth you should gain. So generally though, I do normally hunt pretty trashy sites, so I would leave that up high around 7 or 8. We'll put him down on 6. Hold the settings button there, go over to iron bias mode, and basically I'm running a pretty low iron bias. I could probably even go down to 0 today. If I am digging too many rusty nails, we might move him up 1 or 2. Yeah, look, we'll go 0, we'll leave it at that. Try and pick out what's a false signal and what's not. The lower you have your iron bias, generally what you'll find is you hit on a lot more rusty nails because you're telling the machine that you don't, you're okay to hear them. The higher you run that iron bias, the more you're telling the machine, I don't want to hear the rusty items. That also, though, can mask other items. So be careful running that too high. You might think, oh, the higher I run it, the less trash I'll dig. That might be the case. You also will be missing out on targets. So anyway, like to run that pretty low. We'll go with 0. We're digging too many rusty nails, as I said. We'll bump it up a little bit. So back out of iron bias there, over to, well, that's back main menu, over to noise cancel. Stand the detector up. Where are we gonna point it? That way, the road, the power lines. It's probably the best place, isn't it? Do our noise cancel there, and I am running 25 sensitivity. So basically, running full sensitivity. We'll just go out and check that. Yep. Sorry, not even pointing at the detector there. So yeah, we are running full sensitivity at 25. So just let it sit there for a sec. What I like to do is I like to let the machine sit there. See how noisy it is by itself. And every chirp is a little bit of interference. But that's not too bad. I can live with that. I can live with that. And if you're detecting along and you get one of those little bits of interference as a chirp, all you got to do, you go, oh, that was a good signal. And if you go back over it and it's not there, you know it was a false signal. If you go back over it, you hear a chirp and you go back over it and it's there, you know you've got a good target, don't you? Like this one here, let me change to my right hand and zoom you out there. We might have a good target already, look at that. Okay, so spot on, right there. That will be our first target that we'll dig, I'd say. Righto, keep your eye on him. He's right there. We'll grab the shovel. Let's see what he is. And look, that could be a false signal. I am digging a bit of a large plug because I lost sight of where he was then. I know he's there somewhere. The pinpointer will find him. That was a nice signal. However, that could have been also falsing. It was quite repeatable though, so I dare say that is going to be a coin. Let's have a look. We're right on it. A nice sandy soil out here too, so beautiful to dig in. Maybe not a coin. Okay, so there's our first bit of rust. So we'll just check that hole though, because okay, that might have been it. I was going to say, just because you pull rust out of a hole doesn't mean that was always your target. You will find also that multiple targets will be in the one hole, including rusty nails, but you got the detector set up right. You shouldn't be digging too much rust. So as I said, if we are digging too much though, we will bump, oh, a bit of glass, we will bump that iron bias up a little bit, try and avoid those rusty targets. So let's just put that back there quickly, move the shovel. It's getting a little bit of a long-winded clip, but let's see. I think that was it. There you go. So that may have been a false signal straight off the bat, and we may have to come over here, basically move our iron bias up. We'll just put it on 1 for now and leave it at that. And when you do any changes, you should always re-noise cancel. So we're going to do that, and we will keep going, see what else we can find. So it's happened again, like always. I get carried away, I get a good signal, think it's not going to be anything special, because the last few items, I must admit, I have dug have just been rubbish. So anyway, we've got our first coin, little halfpenny here. Let's give them a clean up, see what it is together. I just think it's going to be a rue penny. Oh no, there you go, it's an early Britannia. So it'd be a 1900, so I can just see, just ever so slightly see there. Let's bring him up there on the side. We'll be able to see together. So there you go, you can see half penny written on the right hand side, and the seed of Britannia facing right in the middle there. I'll flip them over. Let's give a clean up on this side a bit more. I haven't rubbed this side. There we are, Queen Victoria on the back. So what a ripper, what a ripper. I quite like these coins. Beautiful, beautiful. And I reckon this guy will clean up quite nice. He's just got that sandy sort of soil attached to him still at the moment, but that'll clean up quite nice once home. And like everything once home, we show at the end of the video as a conclusion. So what a ripper. So we are not going to make that same mistake again, and we've got another good target here that we're going to dig, but this time on camera. Seems quite big to me. See, when I pinpoint it, it's quite a large target, like moving the core around there, forward and back and around. It shows it's quite a large target, almost like a Coke can. Let me show you that trick there I spoke of in my last video, where we basically narrow down that pinpoint target area. So if I've got a target like that, a little bit sketchy there, a few bars depth, and if I go into pinpoint, it's narrowed it down, go back out, go back into pinpoint, ready? Now it looks like the target's only the size of a 50-cent coin. So as I said, use that pinpoint function. There is also another method where you can sort of go into pinpoint, lift the coil up, and then proceed to put the coil back down over the target. And it sort of gives you the same effect. I don't often do that one, but basically just using that, find your target, go into pinpoint. The target's, quite a big target. Go out of pinpoint, go back into pinpoint. I know it sounds a little bit confusing. Go back into pinpoint mode, and your target will decrease in size, making it that much easier to find in the hole. And you'll really be able to, with that 11-inch coil over the years, I've been able to sort of narrow my targets down, hit on them every single time, generally right where I dig, which is quite handy. I will say this one's off to the back wall a little bit, But look, we're not having to open up another big hole. We're not having to do anything like that. And you know, when I first started, that was sort of the stuff I was having to do at times. I was having to, you know, really locate my target and find it in the hole. There you go. Look at this little piece. I think that looks like a nostril, a nose. The little nostrils there. I reckon that's off a porcelain doll. It's going to wipe up on the pants. Who knows? The rest of the head may be in the hole there. Yeah, that is. That's a little nose. Ah, there you go. There you go. That is so cool. Little porcelain nose. Hello, nosy. Let's see what else there was in there. Okay, keep that. That's awesome. Let's see what else is in there. And there he is, in the hole, in the plug. Oh, harmonica. Well, that makes sense. A little broken porcelain doll, a nose, and a harmonica, snapped broken reed. And it's just seen there, a bit of ash. So, discarded with the rubbish, I dare say. So check out that for a signal. How cool is that? That's either going to be something really big, or being near the sandpit here. This is the original where the sandpit was. I know that because every time you dig a hole it's sand. And makes sense being under this big old beautiful elm tree here. However, you know, sort of mapped this site out really, really well too. I've got a lot of pictures of this site too, and over the years I've found a lot of the toy cars here too, which also creates that idea that yes, this is where the kids were playing, and the sand pit. So especially the toy cars, this could be another one. Either a really big target or it's very deep. Let's dig a big plug for this one. We're only out in the cow paddock. It's not going to matter too much. I don't think the landowner's got his cows in here anymore somehow, because I can't see them up the back there. I haven't spotted them all morning, and normally cows are quite inquisitive, especially young calves. So I don't know where they are, where they're hiding. I don't know where this guy's hiding. Oh, maybe deeper. I said maybe a very deep target, this one. The kids may have buried there. Old Lesney toy truck. There he is. Or it's a pot of gold that the teachers all put together and buried. Imagine that. They took all the money off the kids and said, right, I'm going to put it in a tin and bury it for Luke to come along in 100 years' time and unearth it. I ran into a lady there years ago. Just while I dig this one out, I ran into a lady there years ago at a market. I know her quite well, and lovely lady. And she said, oh, you do detecting, don't you? And I said, yeah. She goes, would you ever like to come to, oh, there he is. There he is. So there we go. Toy car. I'll interrupt my story for a sec. Toy car. What were we just saying? Some kids buried their toy car. Unfortunately, it wasn't a teacher's collection of gold coins or silver coins. They'd stole off the kids. Oh, he's a Lesney too. Look at that. So this is a later Lesney, because then you can see they're using the Matchbox name. So he's about 1970s. There you go, 1974. What is he? He was a Mercedes. Made in England, Lesney products. Speed Kings. So by about the 1970s, I think I can't remember exactly, 60s I think it was, 70s, they basically, Lesney products become what we now know as Matchbox cars. And then they still tagged on the name Lesney, obviously for advertising marketing purposes, to help them still sell. So it was Lesney products, still Lesney products written on the bottom, but then they introduced the name Matchbox. And that had the Matchbox obviously comes from cars being the size of a matchbox. And it wasn't until later years in the 70s and whatnot, ooh, there's cow poo there, they introduced the Super Fast series and Super King series. So what a ripper, what a bloody ripper. Anyway, we are going to keep continuing on. I completely forgot about what I was going to say, so we're going to keep going on and see what else we can find. So we are over near the tennis courts now, the basketball courts, and I thought I'd just show you there quickly and continue finishing my story, what I said about there before. The lady that that I met at a market there one time. Basically she said to me, "You're the bloke that does all the metal detecting," and I said, "Yep." And she said, "Would you like to come to my father's old house?" He's passed away now. She's quite an old lady now, so he's well passed away now, and she still owns the house. And she said he, you know, speaking of buried buckets of coins there before with the teacher when we pulled that Lesney car out, she spoke about the fact that, I'll step over that electric fence. She spoke about the fact that her dad was a bit funny, didn't trust banks. A lot of people didn't trust banks back then, and basically he buried all his coins, a lot of pre-decimals back in the day. You know, she said he had a bucket full of florins, and you know, a tin full of round 50-cent coins. They were only brought out in 1966, those ones, so quite rare, quite rare. I've only ever found one in the 5 years detecting with that Equinox 800, so quite rare. Anyway, she said, "Would you like to come up there?" She goes, "I know where the house was, you know, originally," and she said, "I know exactly where, you know, for you to start detecting, and you'll be able, you know, would you detect a hit on them?" And I said, "Oh, a bucket full of silver coins? Yeah, definitely, most definitely." So here's the old cricket pitch too. We spoke about running up along the fence line. I've had some good success around this also. We won't bother hitting it today though, with all this cape weed and leafy clover. So anyway, what we're going to do is continue on over the back there. Anyway, she also said one day at home, locally, you know, a couple of hours away where her dad was living, buried the coins under the house, so I'd have to go there. The fence is a bit lower here, we'll jump over here. Anyway, she said though, where she lives locally, she was also throwing the hay out to her cows, to her horses one time, and she had a 100-year-old, her mum's engagement ring or wedding ring or something it was a family heirloom passed down, and she said she had the bales of hay, and she threw them over the fence to the horses, and next minute she looked and thought, "My ring's gone." And she said she searched for it, she couldn't find it, and she said, would I also go out there and help her find that? I would love to, absolutely love to. Could you just imagine the joy of her seeing that ring again, and also finding coins under the house that her dad had buried? How amazing would that be? I just must get in contact with her one day and set that up. As said, where her dad lived was a couple of hours away, but she does live locally, so we might work on the ring first and then try and go back and you know, see if we can tee up a day to go up and find those big buckets of silver coins and buried coins. Who knows, might even have buried some gold too. We are right up the back now. The car's way there, up there, fair way up. Anyway, we're right near where I want to be. Spend the rest of the day, the rest of the afternoon working this ground, this back area. This is where they seem to be dumping a lot of the rubbish. This is where I've had a lot of success on the pendants, toy cars, a few coins. Majority of the coins, I will say, have more sort of come from up the front there, especially along the roadside fence. But look, had some great finds up the back here, and this is one of them. This is one of them. I think this is just spectacular, something like this. The old lid, you can see there the old twist top lid. Oh, it may even still twist. It does a little bit. There you go though. I think that's just sort of pieces, you know, I love finding coins, pendants, all that sort of stuff, but I think these pieces are real special because it just adds such a personal feel to these sorts of items. You know someone was handling this, using it, you know, every day, if not, you know, every week or every second day, whatever. But you know, a coin, a pendant, a coin is something that, you know, it comes into your pocket, into your possession, and generally it's gone again. You know, not too much time at all. So a bit personal, but not as personal, I feel, as those sorts of items. You know, toy cars, pendants, all that sort of stuff, jewelry. You know, really fascinating to find. So anyway, while we're under this big beautiful tree here and there's no bees around me, I am going to have a snack. Is that a banana in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? No, that is a banana in my pocket, and we're going to sit down and eat it under the shade here, and then continue on over there towards where I finished off last time, and I found Tennis Racket Lady. Well, what have we got here? Beautiful 22, on the money too. It's not even moving. Let's move around 180, see what he does. He's still on the money. That could be a coin. Or look, it could be a bottle top. I don't know. I'm trying to capture a few more on film today. It could be a bottle top, being that we are over in the rubbish pit dumping area. So like I said before, this is where I wanted to get to today. We're probably going to grid this little area now, sort of between that fence line that you see running up there and sort of between these trees. Wouldn't go past that tree, I don't reckon. I just want to thoroughly grid this area. Quite a big spot too. There he is, and it is a bottle top, like we mentioned, in the rubbish dump. That's okay, that's okay. One more removed from the ground, and like everything I find, it all gets taken home, saved, sorted and scrapped in future, and it pays off too. I think last year I did just a little bit over $1,000 in scrap recycled, so it definitely pays off to keep that scrap, save it, sort it, and recycle it later, and put some money in your back pocket and some fuel in that tank to get to that next site. Oh dear, it's happened again. I said there at the bottle top, only 2 meters away that way, I'm going to dig everything, or I'm going to try and capture more on film. Well, we didn't get this one on film, did we? Silly me, silly me. Anyway, as soon as I seen the hint of silver, I threw that camera on for you. And this was ringing up quite high, 29, 30, what have you. Oh, it looks to be, oh no, I was going to say it looks to be an early one too, but it's not. So let's just peel that dirt off there. We'll have a look at the back there first. Ugh. Let's peel the dirt off. Ready? Just a very light rub, not too much. 1942, ooh, midway through World War II pretty much. And on the back there, George. Hello there, George. What have you been doing hiding in the hole? There we are. Beautiful, beautiful silver. That is our first one for today. Into the bag. What a ripper. So we are definitely in the rubbish dump now. I'll show you in a sec why. Just say though, it's pretty commonplace for them to be dumping the rubbish at these old school sites. Not only school sites, house sites too. Along the boundary fence line. So back of the school, generally a bit of a running theme to these sorts of sites. You've got the road running out the front. No one's going to dump rubbish up on the roadside, are they? The smell, the sight unseen is not good. So you don't want to be putting the rubbish up on the roadside. So, if you've got a road fronting the property, always go to the back of the property or the side of the property, of the boundary. Hence where we are right now. We're on a side boundary line, that being at the back of the boundary line, back there in those pine trees. So, and yes, I have detected quite a bit in there. Not found much at all. So a lot of the activity was happening at the front here. And we'll say too quickly, generally what they'd do is they would plant their rubbish and then they would plant trees over the top of it. And look what we got here. Boundary line fence, school site, road frontage out there, tree line here on the boundary, as I said, and look what we're getting out. Toothpaste, glass, bottle top lids, we got the old sixpence over there. Rubbish dumps, I always say to people this, rubbish dumps are some of the best places you can go detecting. And I know that sounds a bit, rubbish dumps, why would you go to a rubbish dump? It's amazing what they threw out back in the day. Not just their rubbish, it's amazing what other items they threw out back in the day. Any bottle collector or bottle digger will tell you the same thing. Some of the old bottle pits, dumping areas are some of the best places to be finding some old treasures, because it's just amazing. They just threw stuff out. They might have come into money, got a better job, inherited money, whatever it be. And a lot of stuff was upgraded or what have you, like we do today still. We live in a very materialistic world nowadays compared to back then, so we throw out stuff even more so than they do. However, they did the same back then. They threw it out. So anyway, nice to see they were brushing their teeth though. The kids were brushing their teeth. We are at an old school site. That's the second toothbrush container we found now, so nice to see they had some dental hygiene there going on. And I will say too, that is not always the case. Early days, Victorian Tudor times, dental hygiene was not seen as a necessity at all. It was seen as a waste of money. And if you didn't have money back then, which a lot didn't, basically you didn't have the money to go wasting it on toothpaste and toothbrushes to brush your teeth. So dental hygiene was not seen as a big priority. The only people that brushed their teeth back in those sorts of days, Victorian era times, what have you, were the rich and the wealthy that could afford it. So, and it wasn't until later years where, ooh, nice. We'll dig that. It wasn't until later years though where tooth hygiene really become a necessity. We'll leave the coil there while we grab the shovel, and we'll give that one a dig too. See what we got. Righto, we got that target out, and I'm a little confused as to what it is, to be honest. It looks like the American star there, and I think it may be a plains wing. You can see it clips on. We'll get all that dirt out of there. It may be a name. No name. That's a bit of a shame. I do think that's a plains wing though. It looks about like that's what it is. That'd be the rudder, I dare say. And the little American star there, little emblem. I don't know, I could be wrong. A little bit confused why it's got such a indentation. You know, if it was a plains air wing, you'd think they would duplicate the back here and sort of fill it in. Just don't know what that is. If anybody does know, be sure to drop a comment below, because oh, there we go, he's got a hole at the top there too. So he swung or pivoted or hinged off the top there. So yeah, I reckon a plains aeroplane's wing. If you do know, throw a comment below, because I'd love to find out. That's a great piece. There's so many toy cars and toys in general coming from this site. It's amazing, makes you feel like a big kid digging them up. So there you go, hygiene was definitely on the cards at this school. We've even got a razor dispenser. I do think that's what it is. There you go. I've found a few of these before in the past. He did ring up. He's got some aluminium there, I'd say, inside. So he did ring up as a pretty solid target. It was a solid 20, only a very shallow target though at that. So Schick Super Stainless Steel razors. What a beauty. We'll clean him up once home and give you a look at the back also. Hey, we got a winner. We have a winner. Look at that. A little baby keg tap. Let's bring him out in the sunlight. That'll help. What a perler. What a perler. He's missing the handle maybe, or maybe broken off. Yeah, it has been broken off. Sheared straight off the top. A bit of a shame there. He's a bit broken at the back there too, where he knocks into the little barrel. What a bloody ripper though. He's got a bit of a bulb center, this guy, where that little the little valve would sit in the middle. So you don't often see that with the little keg taps. Generally they just look like the big ones. So it's pretty straightforward. Anyway, he is a ripper, and I'm sure he's going to clean up really nice and go on display from the dirt, from the ground to the display case. I love it. I love it. Wow, I did not expect to dig one of these today. Check this one out. A little thimble. It's silver too. Look at that. I think it might even have some decoration on the top. How lucky is that? Oh, it may have. It may just have. I don't know. We'll have to give him a clean up when we get home. That is a bloody ripper though. I love finding thimbles. And generally they're all copper or brass, you know, and they're all broken and squashed. This guy is squashed. However, we might be able to gently bend him back. We won't do anything with him to begin with. We'll just clean him up to begin with, but we might be able to gently bend him back in future. What a bloody ripper. I absolutely love finding stuff like this. All the kids were taught to school, taught to sew back in the day, all the girls I should say. They were all taught to sew. You got to remember, you know, not being sexist here at all. I'm just trying to be realistic here. But you've got to remember they were living in a different time period to what we are now. You know, it's nothing, you know, my partner works full time. It's nothing for women to go to work these days and be the breadwinners of the family, you know, as opposed to back then. You think about it, they basically, women were sort of expected to, you know, stay at home, raising the kids, looking after the house. You know, that was sort of what that timeline expected of women. A bit sad, bit unfortunate, you know. Women weren't even allowed to vote up until later years, you know. They just didn't have the rights that men did, which I don't think is right. I think is wrong. So I'm glad it is the way it is today, so that's for sure. Anyway, with that, all the girls were taught to sew in primary school. So that is what that tiny little thimble would be doing here at this school. Amazing. Damn, that's a nice dam. Wow, I like it. I wonder if there's any fish in here too. I was just thinking, just making my way down this fence line still with the detector. just digging rubbish. So I will say I'm going to go and have some lunch in a second, because I am starving, Marvin, and I need to empty off this pouch too. We are chock-a-block, look at that. It just looks like I've been walking around picking up rubbish all day. That's okay. It's okay. Anyway, we're going to be bringing the boys back here, seeing if we can get permission to do a bit of fishing here also, I think, in future, because I dare say there'll be fish in that dam. And what a dam. Okay, very last dig before we walk back, or as we're walking back to the car, I should say. I didn't show this one on film when I was swinging over it, but it was a solid 24, a couple of bars depth. I'm feeling confident it's going to be a bottle top. I was going to say, oh dear, I was going to say, beautiful old shilling, ramhead shilling, wouldn't that be nice? However, we are still in the rubbish dump up along the fence line here. So, of course, generally, like, you know, 9 out of 10's in the rubbish dump. 9 out of 10 targets will be junk, and then bingo, you hit on something good, and it spurs you along for that next target. So that one certainly didn't do that. So it's lunchtime now. Rightio, we are rehydrated, refreshed, and ready to go. I'm sort of thinking of changing up my plan too, you know. I think I said about going and spending the rest of the afternoon over there. I've got to go over and get my detector yet. There's the shovel. See it sticking up? So there's my shovel. That's where my detector is. But I'm thinking about having a bit of a go here. I was just sort of sitting, pondering, re-looking at old pictures. There's an aerial image that I have that I'll throw up on the bottom left corner. And I was sort of looking at that thinking, where is the best place to attack for the rest of the afternoon? And I just was looking at the old picture of the school building too. There, excuse me. And basically, you see these poles here in the ground? There would have been a big pole coming up here, and then a little one would have darted off the side here and down to here. And if you look closely, bottom left, look closely in the picture that I'll provide, you'll be able to see that very pole, which really gives a great identification from where that pole is to where the school building would have been. And it would have been right here. So just in front of me, and that would have been the latest school building that they built here. As I said, this was a late 1800s site, and the early school building in the 1927's aerial image that I have seems to be over there, and this area is not built on at all. So that school building definitely come later. So interesting though, keep your eyes out for those sorts of things, little telltale signs of how to locate and, you know, work out where the old buildings were. It's one thing to look at a picture of an old building, but it's nice to be able to go to the ground and go, right, it was right there, it faced that way, north, you know, whatever it be. So yeah, we know one sat right here, and from the earlier image that I said that I've got, the 1927 aerial image from the army that they did, is over here. The school building sat pretty much where my detector is, where we're walking over to. So anyway, as I said, we'll go to the detector. We're going to venture back that way, I think, and spend the last hour and a half here that we've got detecting for those coins and relics. I'm not going to really try and hit on the rubbish dumps over there at the back anymore. And we've got an empty pouch, so we're good to go again. There you are, that's where you've been hiding. Let's go. So next target since stopping there for lunch, and we have a nice old belt buckle there. So what a ripper. He a bit surprised that he's still there actually, like it was a bit of a faint signal, but you know, I sort of pulled a few rusty nails and that out before the belt buckle. The belt buckle was a little bit deeper, but as I said, I'm surprised he's there, because we are not far away from the gate at all now, as you can see. And this ground, this area, you know, coming straight through the gate is some of the first obvious areas that you hunt. So the fact that that was even there is amazing. We're just going to keep plodding along and just think, when I put that 6-inch coil, we should be able to single out on all the stuff that we've missed here. If that sort of stuff's still coming out, I'm sure we've missed plenty. So we've got another miscellaneous item coming out of this site today. I have no idea what this is. It's extremely heavy too. It seems to be made too well for being old or, you know, antique. It's just been turned or machine made or lathed by something. Don't know what it is though. I presume it's a handle. You know, I'm just sort of guessing, but I think, you know, like a handle of something like, you know, the accelerator for a tractor or something. The older tractors, you just pull down the accelerator, pull up the revs, something like that. I don't know exactly. It's broken off right at the top there. What an interesting little piece. A solid heavy piece. Geez, you wouldn't want to throw that at someone. It'd kill them. Oh, bugger. I missed that one, didn't I? Oh, dear. He was hiding in the grass, or in the dirt, I should say. You see the hole there in front of me. And I thought, oh, 19, 20. It could be a Britannia penny. That's generally what they are. Generally come in at around a 20. Bingo. He was 18.99. 1 penny. Beautiful, beautiful. I cannot wait to clean these up when I get home, especially the Brits that we found today, and that nice 6pence silver coin. What a bloody ripper of a day. What a great day. Look at that sky. The sun's out and so are the coins. Righto, I sort of lied. I said we were going to go in the back corner. We wandered down to here and we're wandering back to here. Wouldn't you believe it? I'm heading back to where the tennis racket lady was found, and we're going to try and find the other half of her, or maybe her boyfriend, tennis racket guy, I'll call him. Anyway, on the way over there, just walking, detecting, as I always do. You can never walk over ground without detecting it. You'll be wondering what's there. Anyway, just while we've got this target, we're going to dig it, and we're going to dig it on camera. Because, like I said before when I was down over in the rubbish dump there, a lot of the coins have come and a lot of activity was obviously at the front of this school. There's the road right there. You can see it. There it is. Anyway, basically, because it's up the front here, and because it's such a lovely signal, I want to see what it is together. That's not it. That's brick. Brick's not metal. Let's see. Oh, he's disappeared. Oh no, look at that. There we have it. It is a coin. And we got lucky. We dug him out on the end of the shovel. There he is. How cool's that? Oh, it's a ripper. Bloody rue penny too, and in great condition. Let's take that dirt off there. Righto, so there he is. We ran out of room on the phone and it stopped recording. We ran out of memory. It's the only problem with recording on your phone. It's what I use daily for everything else. So, you know, pictures, videos, everything like that, it quickly builds up and it basically takes up all the room on my phone. I'm hopefully, when I can afford to, I'm hopefully upgrading to the new GoPro very soon, or even the older GoPro. Just a GoPro in general would be good. Keep me phone for just a phone. So anyway, 1951, beautiful Australian rue penny. What a cracker of a coin. Even nicer that come out on the shovel there. So we're going to keep going a little bit longer. What do we got? Half an hour. We've got to get out of here. So onwards, that way, towards Tennis Racket Lady. Florin numbers. Is that what it's going to be though? Oh dear, we got 56 seconds of recording time. So let's get this out of the hole, because we're going to run out of recording time and I need to delete some more videos and footage so I can film more. As I said, I need a GoPro. One day, Santa is coming this year, hopefully to me. There he is. Let's see what we got. Well, that may have been a waste of recording time. 37 seconds in and we've got ourselves a bottle top. Not bad recovery time though, is it? Let's fill the hole in and that'll be less than a minute and we can move on to the next. Done, let's go. Righto, so I didn't give you a look at this one. That was 30 on the Equinox 800 there. Jumping around a little bit, but generally sitting around the 30. So I was just going to say too quickly, for anyone that is interested in helping me support my channel, and want to basically donate to help me upgrade for future camera equipment, detecting equipment, a microphone, everything like that. And look, this is not a necessity. This is just something that I am just putting out there. If anybody would like to do, in the video description, in all my videos description, if you enter the description, scroll down a little bit there, you will see a donation link where you can donate to my channel, help me support help support the Dig Detecting channel, and also help me grow with what I use, where I go, what I show. And look, I hope to do that more in future. I hope to be able to show more and more, trying to get more and more sponsors on board as we can, and trying to promote more products out there for future. So any help, any donations, any support would be greatly appreciated. As I said, don't feel that it is necessary though, only an option. Okay, last target, and of course I didn't get it on film. God, I'm a bugger for that. I swear I'm going to clear everything off my phone, and I'm going to have the room to just film everything, and we're not going to miss a beat then. I'll show you everything coming out as it comes out, the good and the bad and the ugly. Anyway, 19, it's a hard one, 42 maybe, 1942. And that is pretty much finishing us off for today. We do need to get out of here. We are sitting over where Tennis Racket Lady come out from the other week. I just seen the hole there somewhere. I think it was that one there. Yeah, it is. That one there. That's where the Tennis Racket Lady come out from the other week. And that is where we've been getting to, or wanting to get to all day. We were down there before lunch. We sort of wandered up there. It's a huge site to cover, so hence why I've got the 11-inch coil on. Anyway, we'll clean up everything we've got and we'll see you at home. Okay, so welcome back there, guys. As you can see, we have you in the backyard now, and as you can also see, the day is changing. We're expected to have some rain tomorrow and the next day, so glad we got this out of our system, and glad we dug like a wild man today and got all these targets out. It's crazy. I was throwing them all out on the board here, and I thought, geez, we dug a lot of targets today. So mind you, it was a full day, or sort of full day, between school hours, so we had time to dig them all, and by myself too, so no distractions from kids or anybody. So anyway, we'll take you through all the rubbish. As you can see there, a few pull tabs, a lot of the bottle tops. I tried to categorize them this time, and toothpastes. Wow. We did say hygiene was on point at this school. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 toothpaste tubes, and I'm sure there'll be more there if we continue digging. So old harmonica reed there, the old pepper or salt shaker lid there, pretty cool. A lot of other miscellaneous rubbish items. We dug a lot, even to the point where I've started stacking them on top of each other down this end. So take you through from the right here. We'll start from this side and work our way through to the left. We've got the old kerosene lantern, or part of. Pretty cool, these. I do like finding them, and generally when you find them and you twist that handle, a little stick or stem will come up in there, so they still generally work. Amazing stuff. The old miscellaneous heavy handle item, whoop, throwing him around on the board there, and also the Shimmick, or I should say Schick, super stainless steel razor dispenser. You can see there on the back, we clean him up a little bit, and that's where you'd put your old razor blades, your old ones, your used ones. So moving forward, we've got the Matchbox made in England Lesney chassis. Not much left of the car though, unfortunately. You can see there though, it was a 350 SLC Mercedes. A pretty nice car, those. Anyway, pretty cool. Doubt we'll ever find the rest of him, unfortunately. We've got the toy plane, or toy plane wing, I reckon. That's what I reckon it is. I reckon they're even little guns or something at the front. I don't know. I reckon though that is off a toy plane, especially being painted red like that. Next up, keg tap. He's sort of come towards the end of the day, as you've seen, down near the dam there, not too far away I should say. What a ripper. He's obviously been broken and discarded, so we'll move our way up, dodge the coins for a second. We've got a little button. We also have another button here. This one's still got the fabric on it, which I thought's really cool. It's obviously a copper or brass button underneath. That's why we're picking up on the target. So little nose, I was going to say porcelain, maybe porcelain nose, really cool. I dare say that is what it is. Sometimes you will find them glass and whatnot, but I dare say feels and looks like porcelain. Very fragile stuff. So the old belt buckle, as I said, these will go through the tumbler. I have a mighty collection to go through the tumbler. I must admit I have not done some tumbling since my last video, and even then we had quite the collection to tumble, so we're a little bit behind. A little waistcoat buckle or something, shoe buckle maybe. You still see it works and slides there. Quite an ornate, nice patterning on it. So let's go with the coins now. There's nothing really else to show there on the left. I was just going to say a few of the rusty nails that we were digging, you know, when we set up this morning. I sort of said about the iron bias, and I said that we'll bump it up, and we did that. We ended up bumping it up to 1, and then didn't hit on too many more rusty nails. It wasn't too bad. So what do we got? 4, 3, 7. So 7 rusty nails is not too bad at all. I can live with that. Rue pennies, so we got 1 there, pretty corroded, a 1950 right on the dot, and a 1951 there. Let's stand up, stretch the back, and give you a look at this guy, because he's a cracker in a beautiful condition. So really nice. What I might do actually, I've got a bit of a sore back, so I might sit down. Bit of a sore back. I wonder why. I wonder why. That's a lot of targets to dig. Anyway, got the beautiful little 1942 sixpence here, Australian. Really nice. A little bit of tarnish on there. Once again, I need to do some tumbling. We've got about 100 silvers there that need tumbling, and plus pennies, a couple of hundred pennies easily. So 18.99, Britannia 1 penny. Beautiful. Not too bad a condition on the first side there, but this one's a cracker. Look at that one, 1900. Look at the condition. The detail is just spot on. Once again, like where we were in penny paddock there the other week, the condition of that Britannia penny coming out from that site was also spot on in condition. And this guy could be cleaned up a little bit more too, but look at the detail. You know, that hasn't been passed through too many fingers before it was dropped, that's for sure. Moving down, we had the 1943 half rue penny, Australian rue penny. Once again, pretty good detail. He could clean up a little bit better, that guy. Jumping over, we had the 20-cent coin. A bit random, but as I said, that site did exist up until the 1980s, so not surprised to find a 20-cent coin. I've even found a $2 coin there, so same as these guys, the 2 and the 1 cent coins. Lastly, I'll say that right, the thimble. We tried to bend him out a little bit. He started to crack there, so I sort of stopped. I didn't want to go too much further with him, so we did, however, hit him with the lemon juice, let him soak for a few minutes, and then we got the bicarb soda onto him and gave him a hit with the bicarb soda. And yeah, very special piece. I think that's really cool. So that is probably my favorite find for the day, because like I always say in my videos, some of these finds can be very personal, and coins are, you know, a bit personal, but something like that, little, you know, a pendant or a thimble or a brooch, they are very personal to me. So anyway, that is about it for today's hunt. As you see, we got busy, we dug a lot of targets, and if it's going to rain the next couple of days, I wanted to get that out of my system. As I said, have the next couple of days off. So something I just will show you quickly that we've started. I used to share all my finds every day, or every hunt on the Digger Detecting board, as some will know, on the Digger Detecting Facebook group. I would consistently share my finds on that board, and I just sort of thought there the other day, sharing a lot of videos, that's great, that's good. I love doing it. I've got a real passion for sharing my finds and my adventures to you guys. However, some have been missing the me sharing my finds on the Facebook group. I understand that not everybody uses YouTube or wants to watch YouTube videos. So something I've just started recently is my weekly wrap up. So if you would like to see everything I dig for the whole week, whether it be 2 hunts, 3 hunts, generally I normally get a couple of hunts a week done, and a couple of videos a week, including the 7:30 Friday premiere. Every Friday, 7:30 PM, we do a premiere video where we can chat live, ask any questions, what have you, that you would like. So, and I'll chat with you live there. So, but every Sunday now, I'm going to be posting to the group and also the YouTube community page, basically sharing my weekly wrap up. So just something there I thought I might do. And already this week, as you can see, we are killing it. And now we need to add these finds into the mix. So I may not be able to get all my finds this week onto that A4 book that I've got, that I normally share them on. I may have to lay them out here and take a picture and do my weekly wrap up here. So anyway, I really hope you enjoy, guys. That is about it for us today, and we'll be back out hunting very, very soon. And once as I spoke about there the other day, in the other day's video, when we're out at Pendant Paddock, not Penny Paddock, Pendant Paddock at the old school site there, I basically have a lead for 2 new house sites through an existing landowner's property that I've been hunting for a little while now, and we've got permission to go there and check them out this week. So pretty exciting stuff. He's going to take me for a drive, and he's going to drive me around all these old house sites and go, there's one, and at our leisure, we can go there and detect and hunt them. So, and then share with you guys, and also share with the landowner what we've found. down there. So anyway, as I said, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button below. I'd love to see you on that next adventure very shortly. And as I said, I'll be back out hunting very soon as this weather passes. So anyway guys, that is about it for us today. Cheers guys, happy hunting.